Welcome to Coming Up Roses. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Kelly, and today is Friday, July 28th, 2023. Welcome to episode 99.
99. And let me tell you, folks, it's been a rough one.
You would have thought we would have saved all the big stuff for episode 100.
No.
But it has been 3 weeks of trial and tribulation around here.
Yeah. Just, first of all, it's fuck all hot. It is just hot. It's been hot it's hot everywhere. But
I think the feels like temperature is 110 today.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, 110.
And
Sunday, it'll be 98.
It's been steamy hot, wet hot,
humid,
hot, humid.
Frickin' hot.
Yeah.
Hot. Like oven hot.
Yeah. Yeah, like we're roasting in our own sweat. And why are we roasting? What is the worst thing that could happen in a situation where it's just fuck all hot out?
I mean, don't ask what the worst thing that could happen is, because it still could get worse.
It could still
But what's the one thing you don't want to be without when it's hot outside like this?
Yep, that's right, everybody. Our AC went out on the 10th.
Obviously,
today's the 20th.
Obviously, it went out
in
spectacular fashion. So we're at 18 days, coming up on 20 days now. We had a little storm a couple Sundays ago. Lights flickered. Didn't really go off, just flickered.
Just a little flicker. That was it.
And then the next day, actually that night, because you were like, I'm going to turn the fan on. It's really warm in the bedroom. And I was like, it is kind of uncomfortable. And then the next morning, we were just like, it just doesn't feel like the house is cooling.
Yeah, Tuesday the 10th is when we realized
that was Monday.
Because
you were off Sunday. We were cooking when we had the lights go out.
Yeah, that's right.
So, went over. There's air, being pushed out of the vents, but it's not really cool air.
Yeah.
It wasn't warm. It just was air.
It's just like it was just a fan blowing through the vents. So, something's wrong. So we call...
But good thing for us, we've got it covered because we have a home warranty.
Yeah, we decided a couple months back, mother-in-law was like, we need to get a home warranty going again. We had one a while back and ended it because we didn't think we needed it. She felt we need to get one again. So she did a research, which was she found a website that said that this veteran-owned company uses veteran-owned contractors.
No veteran will ever pay another penny for home repairs.
That was the line. So she said, okay, great. Bunch of veterans, helping out veterans, using veterans. Hell yeah, this is the way to go. So she signs us up. No, 30 days later, you're covered. Don't have to wait like a lot of them tell you, wait 90 days. They said, nope, 30 days, we got you. I'm like, all right, cool. And that's when the shit hit the fan. So AC's out. She calls them up. All right, well, you're next in line. We're going to get somebody out there. That was on Monday.
That was on Monday, July 10th.
Yeah. Tuesday rolls around. Nobody's come out.
We get an email from them saying, we apologize. It's taking longer. Normally, we can get someone out within 4 hours. But we're having trouble, assigning this to a technician. But we're still working on it. We're one day in.
Like, okay, well, they're looking for somebody who's veteran owned. Okay, that's fine. We'll
and everybody's probably having trouble with AC. So
yeah.
Okay.
So we're at this point we're still okay. We're annoyed, but we get it. Day three rolls around and it's like, come on guys, you gotta do something here. And finally we were like, what if we hire somebody on our own?
Well, no, what we did was Mom called. And they were like, well, what you can do is hire your own person, have them fill out this paperwork and whatever, take pictures of everything when they're there, and then we'll put it through for reimbursement. Like you pay, and then we're about 4 or 5 days in by this point. This is about Friday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
the thing was, all right, well, we'll do that, and... Yeah, it's a few extra hoops we got to jump through, but we've got, old people in the house, 80-year-old cancer patient.
And we thought it was hot then.
Yeah, oh yeah. So we said, sure, we'll do it. And we called around and we found the one that was going to come out right away, and it was American Mechanical. So locally, you see those commercials, American Mechanical, we can fix it. I hate the commercial, by the way. It's, this guy is trying to mess with his daughter and he pulls out his own shit and breaks his own stuff. Fucking idiot, man. Anyway, so we called him up And they send the guy out the next day. Like, they were Johnny on the spot. Guy said, no, we're not filling out any of your...
No, actually, hold on a second. We skipped a step.
We did.
Because you had gone out to test the breaker on the unit. Because it kept...
Oh, yeah.
It kept... The compressor outside kept...
That's what we thought was going on. Because we go outside, or I went outside, and the fan wasn't running in the big unit. And and I checked the main box, and all of that was good. There was nothing tripped. So then I realized that there's a box right next to the unit. Open that up, and there's a switch. There's
like a reset.
Like a reset switch. And I'm like, oh, and there it was. Hold it down, popped it up. Fan starts going. I'm like, yeah, trips. Fuck. Do it again. Fan starts running. Trips again. I was like, God damn it.
So that was, I don't know what day that was, but then a couple of days later, I'm like...
That was a Saturday because I called into work.
No, the Saturday,
through the work day.
No.
And I called in.
No. Well, that's true, but we had tried that. Then a couple of days later, we're like, let's change the filters. Yeah. Maybe it's the filters causing that to happen. That was the Saturday. And Kevin went out and tripped it again, but this time when he did it, all the electricity in the house went out.
Yeah. I checked the mains. I checked all the things. All the powers. I'm like, God damn.
So now we have no fans, which we bought a big floor box fan and like 4 little individual fans, and we had an oscillating fan.
Walmart's loving us.
It's ridiculous.
Believe me. Before we get to the end of this, Walmart fucking loves us. Anyway.
So now we have 0 power. Kevin has gone to the circuit breakers. None of the circuit breakers are tripped. Now, they're all fine, so...
I go check out this box I know outside. There's this main box outside, and I went to go open it. But it was sealed shut. There was literally these bolts that were in place, but it wasn't like it was bolt that I could put a ratchet on or a screwdriver or any hex, nothing in it. It was like rounded top. And I was like, there must be some trick to this to keep, noobs like me out of the box. So that's when we found.
That's when we called American Mechanical to come and get the electricity working again.
Yeah, because we called the warranty place and they were like, "Yeah, you'll be."
We never called the warranty about the electric.
We didn't. Okay, I thought Mom called the warranty people. Okay, well either way, American Mechanical comes out. They're there within an hour.
Oh, within an hour it was fixed.
Yeah.
They had the power back on. Everything.
The guy comes out super friendly. The guy was the best. He had to charge us $80 because that's their deal. You come out and you pay us $80 just to show up. And then anything above that is just, whatever.
And he said, I can have my guys come and look at your air conditioner.
That's when we got American.
So we were like, oh, okay. And they came out the next day.
Well, first of all, the electrical guy did something I was like, well, shit, I could have done that. He went over to the box and he's like, yeah, I don't know why they put these here. Hold on a second. He goes out to his truck. He gets a chisel and a hammer. Pop, pop. I was like, well, fuck, I could have done that. I just thought there was like a trick to it or something, that, being a noob.
Your F word usage is going to be a lot more in this crazy episode. Yeah. Warning, if the F word from Kevin bothers you, you're probably going to hear it a lot more in this particular episode.
Yeah. I have a very, very insanely high threshold. But between the heat and all this stuff you're going to hear about today, it's fucked up. It's all fucked up. Anyway. So he knocks the things off and just goes in, flips the switch. I was like, God damn it! I gotta pay this guy like $100 to do what I just didn't think. I knew that I could do it, but I didn't think I could do it. I knew I could physically go out there and knock the things off, but I was just thinking, well, there's got to be some trick to it that I'm not getting. And the trick was just knock the shit off with a chisel and a hammer. I was like, fuck, I could have done that. And I even told him, I was like, fuck, I could have done that. And he was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, now I know. One's half the battle. Anyway.
That happened. American Mechanical is going to come the next day to look at the AC. So they come out, do all their whatevers. They give us 2 estimates for 2 different levels of fixes. One was $2,500, one was $4,700. So we're going to have to pay out of pocket, and we are not the type of people that just have money sitting around in savings. No. So we did whatever we needed to do to get the money. We're going to have the money in a couple days. But we don't want to pay that amount of money. Plus the guy said, oh, I won't fill out any of the paperwork for your warranty company.
Yeah. I
won't even look at it. So we're like... So a good friend of ours who was a real estate agent who sold my parents the house was like, I have a guy. So we had him come out. Super nice guy.
Literally Santa Claus.
He comes out and gives us an estimate the next day, calls it. Now, in the meantime, it is brutally hot in the house. And so I'm like, I can't sleep when it's hot. I have parents who do not need to be sitting in this heat. So Kevin went, I'm like, we need to buy a window unit for the bedroom. And we were going to put it in Mom and Dad's room, and they were like, no, we're fine. So we put it in my room. I didn't sleep all that night because I felt so bad. The room was beautifully cold, but I felt so bad that we didn't have one in their room. So the next morning, I told Kevin, I'm like, we're just get up in the morning, we're going to go buy another one. We're going to put it in their room whether they say they need it or not.
From the Walmart.
Because Dad's 80... health-wise, they just don't need to be sitting in excessive heat. No, nobody does, but especially them. So we went and we bought that one, and we're putting that one in, and Mike was like, oh, yeah.
So he bought his own.
This is nice. So Michael went and bought his own. So now we have air conditioning units in our 3 bedrooms.
Just 3, and that's one of them back there. Just 3 of the
the room we're in right now is the spare room. We did not have one in the spare room initially. 3.
So we had 3 bottom line, just the 5,000 BTU.
Yeah, they do small rooms, 150
small rooms,
square
$150.
feet. And I'm going to tell you, you walk in the bedrooms and it feels like a refrigerator. It's beautiful.
Nice. Very nice.
So the second guy comes out. He's like, oh, that's great. I'll even buy the AC units from the windows from you. Buy them back. We're like, oh, that's great. He calls the next day to replace everything outside, all new everything, is $11,000. We're like, well, that can't happen. So the compressor was shot, and a couple other things, whatever. $4,100. Okay, great. Get that. That was a Monday, and then Wednesday they came to fix it. So now we're in Wednesday of week 2. And keep in mind that, we haven't said this, my sister is coming to visit for my dad's birthday with my brother-in-law and my nephews. So there's 4 people coming here, and we want to make sure the house is cool before we add 4 more people into the home, right? So Wednesday, it was great. It was fixed and running. Guy did it in a freaking tornado warning.
Yeah, they said we're coming between X and X time. And
right at the beginning of that time frame, it's like, there's a tornado warning. Of course there is.
There's all kinds of rain coming. We're watching like Wavy or whatever, Channel 3, and they're showing the radar, and it's like, this guy's never going to be able to get this done before it starts raining. He's going to have to stop. And the guy shows up just before the rain starts. He's booking, he's hurrying his little ass through, and it starts raining and doing the torrential shit. And he's still working through it, which, by God, that's awesome. Great kid.
Gets it done. The house starts cooling down.
We're like,
we take all the we leave the window units in for that night, take them out the next day. Great.
Which was its own little adventure, because apparently, if you use these things, they fill with condensation. So when you pull them out, you got to be careful, because otherwise you're going to get soaked. You're going to get soaked. Because the condensation is just going to come out like a wave and hit you. So when we pull these out,
nowhere in the manual did it even say that. Yeah. I mean, it's pulling moisture out of the air. The condensation's going somewhere. So anyway,
so there's that.
But we found that out later.
Yeah.
So we pull the units out, put them back in the boxes. We call Dave, and we tell Dave, come on Saturday to get the units. Thursday, the day my sister's showing up with her family, we have a lady coming to clean the house, because we have been without heat now without air since the previous Monday. There was no way.
So we were cleaning the house. The deep cleaning we were going to do was like, no.
So we hired somebody to come clean the house. As she's cleaning, I'm like, it just does not really feel cool in here. And we
stick
go
your hand
out.
up to the thing.
Not working. Call the guy back. He sends the kid back out here. It's a part, some other part that has to be replaced.
Well, first he said the line's frozen, can't do anything.
Oh,
the line's
right.
frozen.
That was Thursday.
So
ironically, the line was frozen.
Yeah. He said, for whatever reason, this line's frozen. Something else is wrong, but I can't figure anything out until this is not frozen anymore. So we're going to cut it off because the fan was still running. So he cuts it off, so now there's no fan. And then says, I'll be back tomorrow after it's not frozen anymore. I was like, fuck, man. All right. So then ladies
Off
start
to
cleaning
Home
the house,
Depot.
putting stuff back in the windows.
Buy another unit for the guest room because,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want Jennifer and Paul and them sitting in sweltering heat. So now we have 4 AC units in the windows.
And then those particular units probably really wouldn't do anything to our living room or the other big rooms because they're big. They're big rooms. So we would, if we were to do those, we'd have to spend a ton of money, like $400 units, which we're just not going to do.
Keep in mind, now this is July 20th. 10 days after the initial breakdown. And we still have not heard from the warranty company about them sending anybody out. As far as they know, because we called them back and said, we had someone out here, they refused to fill out the paperwork for your company. And so they're like, all right, we'll put you first on the list. Our next available technician will go to you. So we were like, okay. So
that's going to get
the
hilarious
20th of July, we still had not heard a single word from them. So we put the AC units in. My family comes in. We swelter it out because the part needs to be ordered.
Yeah, the kid comes back. He's looking at the
on
outside
Friday.
unit. He can't figure it out. He goes into the garage where our heating unit is, but it's also paired with the other unit. And he goes, oh, this regulator's bad, so got to order it. Call you when we get it. So, well, fuck all, man, because we're still waiting.
Here we are, and it's the 28th, and we are still waiting for the part.
Mm-hmm.
We have called the company a couple of times, and they're like, we can see it's been shipped. The part is under warranty, so we're waiting for it to come from the manufacturer. It takes 3 to 5 days shipping to get here, so today is day 5, technically, of business
hopefully
days.
it'll show up today, and then they'll come out today or tomorrow.
But
hopefully.
in the last few days, it has been so hot. I told my mom and dad, I'm like, I don't even want you just sitting in the living room with the fans. I want you spending your days in the bedroom where you have air. We moved our TV into their room because they didn't have a TV in there. We barely watch ours, so
yeah.
We put our TV in there so they have TV. So they've been, literally haven't seen much of anybody in the house in 3 days because we've all just been staying in the air-conditioned rooms.
Well, we did have Jen and Paul and the boys here, but that was while they were here.
And they left on Monday, and since Monday, we've all
That's
been
when,
in our rooms.
Luckily, it wasn't this crazy,
The
stupid
weekend
hot.
was decent.
Yeah, it wasn't too terrible. We got little fans, little handheld fans that have spritzers in them, so you can spritz yourself in the face with it. And then we had a nice little cookout for when everybody was here. Well, first of all, we had the boil, and that was a lot of fun.
We did a seafood boil.
Everything
we cooked while they were here, we cooked outside.
Yeah. So the boil, we have this pot, and the cooker for the pot. And
that hooks to a propane
got it all
tank.
hooked up, started up, would not light. I was like, God damn it. We hadn't used it in 10 years, so I'm like, well, this thing must be bad. So
just add it to the list of stuff around here that's not working.
So off to the Home Depot, and luckily Mike picks up the tab on that, thankfully. And we bring it home, I put it together, hook it up, and damn if this one won't light either. I was like, motherfucker.
You might need to talk up a little louder because we're trying to get over the air.
So Mike thankfully pays for the new boiler unit. Bring it home, put it all together, and this one won't light either. I'm like, I can't be doing this wrong. I couldn't have put this together wrong because I followed the directions. I've read the directions and followed them to the letter.
Which is unusual.
Yeah. And so I was sitting there. I was like, what's going on? What's... So then I looked at it and I realized I had just gotten this tank I got 2 tanks, and I hooked up the tank to both of them. I said, what if there's a problem with the tank? So I tried the other tank, and sure enough, it lit up. I was
So
like,
now we
son of a
have
bitch.
2
I still haven't
steamer
checked the other
pots.
ones.
We need to check it
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
need
going
to
to give
check
it away.
Yeah.
But the boil, the food was really, really good.
That worked out because we cut up a bunch of corn and potatoes, and then we got a bunch of shrimp from like a bag of 3 pounds of bag of shrimp from Sam's, and a bunch of crab legs from the farmer's market. There was a place that does crab legs, and it was fantastic. I was super happy with how that came out.
Really good.
So that was good, and we had a nice dinner with everybody. Liam really liked the crab, and Cole really liked the steak Michael made. Michael
went and
doesn't
bought
eat seafood.
T-bones.
He bought these big ass T-bones. I was like, damn, and he cooked them perfect too. It was great.
So we've just been in this mode of like everything that we try to do. It's like when you come to an intersection and you have 2 directions, you can go this way or that way, and you consider what to do, and you make the decision to go the one way, and you immediately realize you made the wrong decision, and then you have to backtrack and go the other way, and then you come to another fork in the road, and you're like, okay, what decision am I going to make? And then you make that decision, and you immediately realize that was the wrong decision, and so you back up, and then you go down, and there's another... That is what we have been experiencing now for 3 weeks.
That was literally what happened when we went to take the boys to Nando's.
Liam found this restaurant called Nando's when they were in the UK, and he found out, he was looking for if they had any locations in the States, and they have them in Washington, D.C., and one in Virginia Beach. That's like it on the Nando's or something. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, oh my God, we have to go to Nando's like all weekend. South African chicken. And so, all right, we're going to take you to Nando's. So we took him and Cole, and the 4 of us went to Nando's. I had no idea where it was. Apparently it was in Town Center.
Yeah, put it into the phone and my GPS, and it's telling us to take these turns and take these turns. And apparently we were driving all the way around. And if you ever go down to Town Center, you local folks know this, there's just a shit ton of stuff down there. And
we don't go there very often
because well, the thing about
parking is kind of a mess.
And if you are lucky enough to get street parking in front of wherever you're going, that's fantastic. But you're never going to be that lucky. You're going to end up in a parking garage, and then you're going to end up walking God knows how far to get to.
And we're not walkers, clearly.
Yeah. So anyway, we drive around, and it kept telling us to turn here, turn here. Turn here, turn, and we had to circle we looked like sharks going around.
We're looking at every store we finally.
So finally, we on this weird corner, like it was across. You folks familiar? It was across from. Yeah, it was across from the Funny Bone. So that's kind of probably the best landmark, because the big thing about Town Center is you got the Funny Bone, Ruth's Chris, and there's one other Bravo, all right there in the big main.
And it's
building.
like right around. Anyway. Yeah. We went in there. I've never had South African food, so I wasn't really kind of sure. Oh, my God.
It was incredible.
It was so good. It was so good. If you get a chance, if you live in the area, you need to go to Nando's.
They had this appetizer that was their cheese sticks with like a pepper jelly, with whatever this pepper is that they're famous for.
Chili jam.
Yeah, it was they call it diamond chili jam or bird's eye jam. Bird's eye chili jam, which the bird's eye chili isn't super hot, but it's got some nice flavor to it. And they infused it into this jam, and you dip this cheese in it. Well, it turned out to be goat cheese, which you were like, oh my God. It was
loomy.
Yeah, loomy. But it was really good.
Delicious.
And then we ordered, you got the chicken breast, and I got the 3 chicken flat thighs that were done up. They apparently marinate these things for like a day, and then they grill them to order.
With, like, whatever level of season you want or spice you want on it. But anyway, that was super good. Really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And it was good to hang out with the boys without anybody else.
We had a nice cookout for Dad and some cake that was delicious and all that kind of stuff. So now we're at the point where we're like, okay, Mom has decided we're going after this home warranty company because as of day before yesterday, we still hadn't heard anything. And Kevin and I were driving around, and I was like, I'm going to see if they're on Twitter. Because if they're on Twitter, I'm going to call them out on Twitter.
Which I have to say this, and I know my mother-in-law watches the show, but I was slightly disappointed in my mother-in-law because she is a bulldog. When she gets annoyed about something or, something's not right or whatever, she will needle it down and not give up on it and go for it hard.
She wanted to wait until the air conditioner was fixed.
I guess, but
so,
we weren't getting anywhere, so I was like, release the bulldog, release the fucking bulldog, but she wasn't doing it. So this bulldog gets on the Twitters.
I'm not much of a bulldog, although I've had a bulldog moment with a credit card company.
Yeah.
Actually, this week too, but that's another story. So I went on Twitter and I was like, hey, tagged them. I am so disappointed in this company. You've made a promise that veterans won't ever pay another penny. I have an 80-year-old veteran with cancer in my home. We've been sitting for 20 days without air conditioning. Haven't heard a freaking word from your company. You just left us out to dry, blah, blah, blah. And, went on, did a post and then commented on it and commented on it again. Within 3 minutes, I had a response to it from the company saying, we're so sorry you're having this trouble. Can you email your policy and claim number to me at this address and we'll look into it.
Yeah, the first response I'm pretty sure was a bot, but then everything else after that was
Which I did. So I emailed it. I'm done. Emailed it. Got a reply back in about 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry this has happened with your parents. You could totally tell it was literally a person because she referenced things I said in the email. I'm not trained in claims, sales, or whatever the other thing was. But I'm going to forward this email on to someone who is. So clearly she's just a social media
They just want
a social media person.
A person to say, hey, we acknowledge you as a person. We're going to get this to the right people. And then that way they're buying themselves some time.
Right. Really so this was on Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Tuesday, because I took off Tuesday. Wednesday. Fuck, man.
I know. Yesterday, I never got a response in my email from anybody from the warranty company. But yesterday, Mom gets an email from them saying, we've assigned your repair to this technician. They're coming.
Well, before that, she got an email saying, hey, we're going to offer you this for $43.
She got a phone call. Trying to sell her a policy, which we already had one. Yeah. Ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to send a person out. We've assigned this company. They'll be out between 2 and 6 on Friday, August 10th. So we're like, are you freaking kidding me? So, needless to say, Mom called and told them where they could stick it.
That's when the bulldog finally came out.
And the woman from the warranty company hung up on her.
I was like, oh, shit. And then, the bulldog's out now, so she's back on it.
She called them back today, and they went back to the, have them fill out the paperwork on this website, which they probably won't do, because the company who's fixing it now is like, we've been to court already with that company, trying to get paid for work we've done. Now, they're not losing money because we've paid them. So they would basically just be doing it as a favor to us so we could get reimbursed, which we're never going to get reimbursed. They're never. Because now they're like, we'll take pictures. Well, the majority of the work's been done. We're just waiting on this one little final part. Anyway, so if you have a policy or are thinking about getting a home warranty policy, do not go to Choice Home Warranty. As I started researching it, I have not found a single positive review. They have an F rating with the Better Business Bureau.
We need to train your mom in how to look at shit.
Just give me the name and let me look it up before you just jump in and do something. Let's find out what we're doing.
Do your research, folks.
So, anyway, there's all that crazy bullshit. Then, I'm in the middle of taking a class this summer. and I go to log in to take my class, and my password for my school account won't work on my laptop for some reason. Just decided not to work. I can't get logged in. Couldn't seem to get that troubleshooted. Thank God this computer still logged into it.
What was the other? Oh, our internet dropped out. I was in the middle of the workday. This is before this happened, but our internet dropped out. And I was like, what the hell? And I look over at our modem, and it's online. And I figured, well, I'll just get up and unplug the modem and plug it back in. I went up to unplug the modem, and the power cord popped out on its own. I was like, what the fuck? So I had to pull my desk out to get to the power cord. And the modem was hot to the touch. I was like, oh my God. So I got to replace the modem. So, but I plugged it back in, was able to get the connection working again long enough for her to realize that she's got to reset her password and all this other stuff. It's just been
we had to go through and reset.
A big smack in the face after a big smack in the face.
After a big smack in the face after a big smack in the face. That's really what it's been. And I'm trying so hard not to, like, lose my composure or to be negative about the situation, because in comparison to what could be happening with us right now, I mean, there are way more people who have it way worse than we do. So
yeah, the thing that makes me feel like I'm in a better spot is there's this homeless lady that's been around the neighborhood lately, not in the neighborhood, but like on General Booth, and she's got full coats on and thick ass long coats on, and she had a tent in this nice shady area in this pit outside of General Booth, and I guess she got shooed away. So then she was in this open field where there was some shade, and another homeless person joined her, and they had a little tent farm out there, and they got shooed away out of that.
You're like,
you know, our troubles are shitty, but that's super
we have
shitty. Got a roof over
the
our
money
head.
to, like, not cook for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which we haven't cooked in our home since this whole thing started.
Yeah. Sonic's been making a fortune off of us in slushies.
So, I mean, I've been eating really shitty. I've been having ice cream and popsicles and slushies and gone back to the sugary drinks at the Starbucks just because it's like, oh my God, you know.
But on the plus side, as far as that goes, we've got good word, and I think we know where it's coming in, but apparently there's going to be a Planet Fitness opening up at Red Mill, which is close.
Really close to us, so that's good news, I guess.
That is good news. I think it's going to be where, for you folks familiar with Red Mill, we're pretty sure it's going to be where the Golden Corral is.
They're doing something at the Golden Corral where the old Golden Corral is, but I'm not sure if that's it or not.
Yeah. But that would be nice.
So anyway, it's been not the most pleasant 3 weeks.
No.
Like, I've been like, I just want to go back to work at this point.
No.
You know? I just want to go back to work.
And I've realized what my kryptonite is, because usually I am really, really patient. And
that was another thing of the swing that never worked. The pieces of a swing my mom bought for the back deck didn't fit together right. And so the company, instead of just sending us the pieces that we thought were wrong, sent us a whole new swing that we had to go through and check the pieces. And then when they were just built wrong, I don't know what the deal was, we had to send that whole thing back. Though, I mean, that was super frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just, nothing seems to be working out in our favor here lately, so.
So there it is, folks. That's what we've been going on for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get the part today, and hopefully they either come out today or tomorrow.
Time is it? I mean, we're going on 1 o'clock, right? It's 1 o'clock right now,
yeah,
and we haven't heard anything.
I mean, the odds are looking like tomorrow, probably, where it's going to be in the 100 plus. It's going to be, the actual temperatures are going to be in the high 90s, and then with the indexes, it's going to be 100 plus. So it's like fucking maybe mod pizza tonight or something. Aqua S was awesome. We went there. We took the boys there, and they're always really good anyway. But the boys really liked it.
Sorry, we just don't have a lot of energy. I'm sitting here in an air-conditioned room starting to get sweaty.
We've got
right
no
now,
game this week. I mean, we're just telling you our story and our woes. Maybe give you a little hint at what we're going to try to do for the next show. But
if nothing drastically goes wrong between now and next week, our plan is for the 100th episode to be on location somewhere. Not in Virginia.
Out of state, folks.
So, if the AC is not working by then, I'm not sure that that's going to pan out. We just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. A lot of things. We had things planned. We had things in a nice little bow, and now things are in a not so nice bow. So, we'll see, folks. Hopefully, the plan still works. If not, you'll still get a 100th episode. It just won't be so extravaganza.
It won't be on location.
It won't be on location. It'll just be our standard thing. Maybe, hopefully, the window unit won't be in the background.
I don't know. What else you have on your list?
Oh, the things I added first was like in-person Yelp reviews, which I can't even remember why I was talking about that. And then there was Tilly's expressions, the face she shot you a look. She
gave me a look. Because I didn't want her sitting on my lap because I had a lot of things, like computers and whatever.
Yeah, you were doing schoolwork.
And she got mad and jumped down and went up and sat with my mom and leaned over and gave my mom this nice little kiss on the face and then turned back and looked at me with this side eye like, I don't need you after all, Mommy. But yet, she's right down here. She has not left my side in days. She goes with me to the bathroom, to the bedroom, to the kitchen. Wherever I go, she goes. And in fact, this morning I got up and went into the bathroom, and Mike came out right at that time, and so he was playing with her in the hallway, and I went in the bathroom, and when I was coming out, she was just standing there staring at the door. Like, dog. But she doesn't like this heat either. So we were looking for her yesterday. We were sitting in the living room in the morning as it wasn't as hot. And we're like, where did Tilly go? Is she outside? We're looking all over. She had come in here and curled up on her bed because it's nice and cool in this room. So, anyway. All right, that's all I got.
That's all I got, folks. No games, no headlines today. We're just going to close it out, let you know that next week, our next show, we're going to try to do something that's, for the 100th episode. So please watch, comment, enjoy. Let us know how you guys are doing. If anybody's got any, stories that would make ours seem like, how you lightweights. You can
I know
handle this
people
shit.
right now who have stories that make this seem like lightweights, which is
that's
why
good.
I'm trying not to be super negative about it. But
That's why you listen to country music, so you can realize how shitty other people have it.
yeah. All right. Flies are flying all around us because the doors and the windows are open all the time.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Until next week.
Bye, everybody.